20-minute practice. I am Theresa Gagnon. Oh, did it just start? Reverberate. The camera lights are kind of going on and off, so I'm going to say it one more time. Hi, I'm Theresa Gagnon, your yoga guide, and this is the 20-minute practice. Now, it's sometimes a little bit more than 20 minutes. Sometimes it's 25 to 30, so if you could bear with me, it's okay. It's all good. It's meant to be. I'll make sure I finish it on time. My past ones, maybe I didn't quite finish on time. I'm getting it down pat now. So welcome. Today's practice, I'm really paying attention to the connection and communications and acceptance. So come sit with me on the mat. Let's get comfy. So find your yoga space and make sure you create your yoga space so it's comfortable and you're not going to be interrupted. So seated is so important. If this is not comfortable for you, you discover what is comfortable for you, whether you're using blocks, a bolster, blanket, or even a chair. Okay, so you decide. And if there's any issues, email us. You've got the information. So first of all, communications, acceptance, these two go hand in hand. When we communicate, there is a karmic reverberation. What you put out comes back in a sense, cause and effect, cause and effect. If you're communicating not from a clear heart or gut, then guess what's gonna happen? You know the answer. Okay? So now we have to accept our responses to how we are communicating. Am I telling the person how I truly feel authentically? Like, authenticity really means transparent. So that there's no like, I'm telling them one thing, but I'm thinking differently. So authenticity is this, where I am offering to you that we are here to grow exponentially from a place of heart and authenticity, transparency from the heart. So the first thing I like to do is to meditate, to clear any of the stuff, or just to not even clear, because sometimes that doesn't happen, just to sit with yourself. So let us sit. Let's take our hands in this beautiful mudra where you laminate your fingers together and bring the thumb tips to touch. This particular mudra is for meditation and going really deep into the heart and mind center. I believe it's called dhyana. I'm not sure. I should be really sure. No shoulding myself. Guess what? This is a great mudra. Let us sit up nice and tall, and you can have your eyes wide open, but preferably to drishte. Look towards the spot on the floor, just past the tip of your nose with your chin parallel to the floor. And just feel the breath. Notice what the breath feels like. We'll just do this for a minute. Feeling the breath and eventually closing your eyes. Really connecting with that breath. Why are you here on the mat today? Don't let your mind take you away on all kinds of delusional reasons and thoughts, but I'm asking you authentically, are you here because you want to be clear, you want to be loved, you want to love, you want to feel peace, you want to feel healthier? These are all great possibilities. So let us discern right now and come back to the breath, the in and out breath, and allow that your thoughts are like clouds floating by and that we're not attaching, we're discerning. And come back to the fullness of your breath in and out. Just being here right now, not doing anything, and giving your mind a task to follow the breath. Just let it follow the breath. Awareness to breath is the task. The in-breath, we can count it as 1. The out-breath is 2. The in-breath as 3. And continue to 10. And then when you feel those sensations of what that feels like, counting your breath, staying in tune with your breath, start all over again at 1 and do it a couple of times over from 1 to 10. Just following your breath, giving your mind something to do, awareness of breath. Just try it on by yourself. slowly begin to bring your awareness back to the breath in and the sensation you feel in your body, and the breath out. What is that sensation? Keeping your eyes closed or drishte. What are the sensations of just being you with your breath? Noticing how that feels. Good. And then slowly begin to blink your eyes open. Roll your shoulders, stretch your arms, stretch your toes, stretch your fingers. And just take a moment to notice, how does that feel? How does that feel? Now this part of the asana is about mindful movement. So we're gonna go right into tabletop. And while you're doing this, notice how that felt, just to take those few minutes out, just to pause and be with yourself. Because that's what the 20-minute practice is about, being present. So when you're ready, come onto all fours. And when you come onto all fours, really root down through the base knuckles, finger base knuckles, and the finger pads, shoulders over wrists, knees underneath your hips. And we're just gonna sway the hips around, you know, just giving yourself I call it the elephant sway. And then a little cat-cow. And this is such an individual movement. A lot of people get like, oh, can you move your lumbar spine and your thoracic spine and really get into the nitty-gritties of those places? You want to set yourself free from any restrictions here. You're alone by yourself in your house. Hopefully you're in a safe place. So let this be really organic. Just move your cat-cow, your vibration of dance through your spine. Your toes curled under is a great option. I find that if people flatten their feet, you've got to really pay attention to your plantar flexed feet. And that might be very available to you, but really press down through the toenails. Flexing your feet is awesome for everybody because we all could use some more range of motion in our ankles, so giving yourself permission to do that. On your next in-breath, let's still that movement, and then we're going to come up onto the left finger pads and gently pick up the left knee and take the left foot forward, landing it in front in a low lunge. Come up onto your yoga blocks on either side of your left foot. And you can use the bird's eye view. Make sure your blocks are as wide as your yoga mat. And then just gently back and forth, moving through the left hip, bending and extending at the left knee. Now I just picked up my right knee and moved it slightly back because that feels better for me. So make sure you give yourself some girth room between your hips and the front leading foot and your right knee. So back and forth and just noticing that energy. And so we're talking about sacral energy. The sacral energy is the masculine, feminine energy. Yes, and they're not always balanced, and you'll feel it in a second. So let's plant the left hand, or excuse me, the right hand down. Remove the left block for a moment. Heel toe the left foot to the edge of your mat. Turn your toes off the mat. Take your left hand inside your left knee. And again, once again, let's just move that right knee further back. Good, I'm using my blanket for my knees today. Let your hips slowly sink towards the floor, so it's a big stretch for the anterior right hip. It's an extension. And then lift your bum back up. And then move that bum back in space as you lengthen the left knee, okay? So your left hand is just on your thigh. You're bending and extending in the left knee and the right hip flexor. So back and forth and feeling that sensation. That's all you have to do for a couple more breaths, just noticing that stuff. Yeah. Sacral energy, balance and imbalance. If this is my left hip, it's my right side brain. My right side brain is the feminine side and its creativity, right? We know that. So let's still it, but keep your bum up, keep that left knee bent, but externally rotate that left knee, opening up the left foot, and then pressing the left hand inside that left knee and lean over towards the right hip. Some of you may be able to pick up that right knee and lift your hips up even more, engage your inner thighs, but still externally rotate that left leg. If that's not in your practice, keep the right knee down, and we could playfully experience through the left shoulder, but open up through the left shoulder, through the sternum of the chest, lengthening your neck, feeling the roots of the right hand down, playfully inviting yourself into feeling. And I like this position when I'm feeling stuck in the day. It's like a bird flying. It gives me that spacious energy of surrendering as you open up through the side body. So you're bending and extending through both knees if you want to, just like that, but having an experiment with yourself, opening up through the sternum. Good. Lower the right knee, blossom your bum, release the left hand off the block, heel toe the left foot, back into low lunge and then step it and join it towards the right knee. Unfurl your feet, plantar flex, and take a moment and just feeling how that felt. Just to move the left gluteal flesh, which is right side brain. What are you feeling? You've got it. So yoga is about awareness, noticing, breathing, sensations, being with yourself. Let's do the other side. Tabletop. First, a little spacious cat-cow at your whatever way you feel like moving yourself today. And remember, be organic. Let it go. There's no rules to it. Just really feeling what you need to feel. Good. And then I invite you to still it. And then coming up onto your right finger pads, take your right foot forward. Make sure it gets right up there where your finger pads are. So you are in a right angle, low lunge. Come up onto your blocks. They're your best friends, or not. Whatever you choose not to do. And right here, we're just going to hinge, moving back and forth, circumventing, moving your pelvis, noticing what's going on in that beautiful hip of yours. And that's your left hip. Or did I say right hip? Right hip. What's your right hip saying to you? Right side hip, left brain, the intellect, the masculine. What's going on in there? The architect. I feel rigid in mine today. So I'll observe that. So from there, just let's still that motion. Remove that block if you had on your right foot. Heel toe your right foot to the edge of the mat. Turn your toes off the mat. You got it? Take your right hand to your right knee. And I like to pick up that left knee and take it further back. Okay? So you got some girth space between your knees. And then just begin to circumvent. I'm bending and extending, lowering my left hip towards the floor, and then lifting my hip up. But that right leg is bending and extending too. So you're feeling this dance, this vibration, this energy, this sensation. And feeling means closing your eyes and looking inside and not just staring at me and saying, oh, what's she doing? It's literally feeling what you're feeling inside of this. So this is really, really important. So take the time to feel what you're feeling. And then, if it's in your practice, you want to root that left hand down on or off the block. Maybe you could pick up that left knee externally. That means that right knee's opening up, and you can watch the bird's eye view. And then open up, or keep that left knee down and invite a twist. So technically, all kinds of possibilities from the beginner to the student who likes a little bit more spicy stuff, really feeling those sensations. So this external rotation, this extension and this flexion of the hip, really exploring the wobble board, keeping your neck nice and long, and keeping awareness through the base knuckle of the left index finger. So really paying attention to your roots. Lower the left knee, heel toe, the right knee back to center, off your blocks, scoop that right foot to join the left foot, unfurl your feet, plantar flex, sit on your shins, and take a moment. Breathe, close your eyes or drishte, and just give yourself permission to So let's notch it up just a bit, because this is 20 minutes. Come into your tabletop, curl your toes under, tone the belly, and let's press the floor away with your hands as wide as your mat. Resist the floor isometrically, root of your finger knuckles are down. Suction cup those palm of the hands up off the floor. Float your knees just a little bit. Feel the tone of the belly, keep your neck nice and long, and then exhale, lift your hips up, skyward and downward facing dog. So replant, it's a shortened down dog, and that's okay, that's what we're doing. Let's lift the heels and bend the knees and get the ribs towards your thighs. Can you do that? And give it a little bounce. So it's full extension of your upper arm. So tone the belly, turn your elbow creases to face your index finger and thumbs. That means you have to shift your shoulders forward in order to do that. I know it's a lot of cueing, you'll get it. And then move your hard chest towards your thighs. Let your head hang between your upper arms. And we're gonna invite the left leg up towards the sky, bending and extending it, really spreading those toes, feeling what you're feeling through the excitement of movement. And then we're gonna lunge as you come up onto your left fingertips, that left foot all the way forward. Come up onto your finger pads or slide your blocks there. So we're keeping the back right toes tucked under, and this shirt isn't perfect for this asana, is it? And lengthen up through the crown of it. So let's play with that left gluteal flesh. Swing it from side to side. And you can see in the bird's eye view, I'm doing a little snuffleupagus, swinging the hips from side to side. So from here, I'd like to bend and extend the standing left leg. So bending it and extending it. So you may need your blocks or not the blocks, depending on the range of motion, your flexibility. Fingers are in line with your toes if you can. So remember, just because someone's flexible doesn't mean that they're more enlightened or a better yogi, and vice versa. Okay, so we're playing with ourselves. What do you feel? What is that sensation? Bend back into that left knee. Let's plug that right foot down, and let's experiment with an opening side twist. So that left butt cheek tucks under in line with the left knee, and you open up through the heart, through the chest, reach out through the crown of the head, really pressing down into the outer edge of that left foot. And I like to move through my standing postures so they're never really static. So again, you can bend and extend through that leading leg. That means it's a triangle pose then. But opening up your heart and finding what works for you. So really rooting down through your feet and allowing that your heart sings up. If you need a higher block, I love to avoid the shin because most people press into their limbs and snap their knees. So a little micro bend. Then experimenting with the right arm. Where does it feel good for you? Connection, bending and extending the leading leg. Triangle pose and the side angle pose. Yeah. And when we're ready, let's release, unwind, unplug off the blocks, downward facing dog. And just pedal your feet, get into it. I like coming onto my finger pads when I do my down dog because that strengthens my wrist. And this is a short down dog. Yeah, so if I were to do a full down dog, I'd find my plank, and then there it is. Okay, but it's a little short, that's okay. Let's lift the right leg up, bending and extending. Oh, that feels so good. When you muscle up from the peripheral into your core of your pelvis, or in this case, your heart, oh, that's where all the energy pools. And then when you're ready to bend and extend and take that right foot forward, adjusting your back foot and taking your blocks if need be, and noticing. Yeah. So high lunge, runner's lunge, you really want to get into the runner's race. Like, what does it feel like? So don't make it so sticky, stuck. Move it around. That's the practice. And I really do favor that kind of practice where we're just getting into that, you know, your favorite outfit and it's a little snug and you just get into it, feel it. And then on your next in-breath, we're gonna take the back left foot, plug it down at a 45-degree angle so your toes are slightly pointed towards the front of your mat. Good, and then you're on your finger pads or your downward dog hand on the block or not the block. This shirt's not working for me. And then you can have your left hand on your hip. You're bending and extending, but you're opening up. There's lots to this. You're opening up, feeling that. And the reason why I'm choosing these asanas today because they really do wake us up. And then opening up playfully, triangle pose, side angle pose. Come up higher on your block so you have that ability to sing your heart. And if you're watching the bird's eye view, you could see that there's that opening. If you're stuck over here, that's okay too, but start to open yourself up eventually, finding your block. And you're here, and shazam. And then close your eyes and just have fun with it. Bending and extending through, yeah, that right leg, opening your heart, extending your neck. Yeah, connection, so beautiful and powerful. Feel what you're feeling. Let it be your dance today. Connection, yeah. Good, and then exhale, unplug that left heel, touch your left fingertips down, step the right foot to join left foot, knees to the mat, unflex your feet into plantar flexion, and then sit on your shins and take a really big breath here. So, good. In Virasana, if this does not work for you, you can also sit on a block between your heels. That is wonderful, or sit cross-legged. So coming to sit, lifting your heart, rooting down through your sitting bones, open up your chest, your arms, because a lot of us were stuck in here. So open up your arms beyond your shoulders towards the back. You can see the bird's eye view, way back, and the belly pops forward. Let's tone the belly button in so it's all in the upper thoracic spine. Good. And then exhale, round your spine back and bring your fingertips to touch and tuck your head down, and do that several more times at your own pace. Closing your eyes or drishte. The exhaltation takes you forward into this beautiful cat-seated position. The inhalation, you can even lengthen your neck and move your head around. Couple more rounds. Just like that. You've got it. You know what I'm talking about. Good, one more. Now slide off Virasana, or if you're cross-legged, just bring your legs cross-legged. So in this cross-legged seated position, I prefer to have a little bit of a blanket underneath my sitting bones. You will decide what you need for you. Let's just finish this up with just a couple of twist and shoulder necks, rolls that is. So first of all, circumvent through the left apex of the sternum and the whole left side of your shoulder and the whole left side of your thoracic spine into your arm. Just feeling that. Don't be afraid to go wild. That's the biggest thing. Most people don't let themselves be free. So I'm saying I invite you to be free. Good, now let's do the right side. So what does that feel like? Yawn it, move it, twist it, open it up. Feel it, move your neck around. Good. Let's invite both in. Moving them around, enjoying, lengthening the neck. Good, and then still that. Lean back, switch out your shins. Different there. This time we're going to take the left hand to the right knee, really fuse it together, lean back, straighten out that right arm, take those left side ribs over towards the front of your mat, and now really express yourself through the sternum of your chest, and notice that sensation. Yeah, leaning towards the left. Some of you may be able to park that right hand down on a block behind you, or right at your sacrum down your bum bum, or into your inner thigh. It's your choice, as long as you're not struggling and you're able to breathe and there's no 911 pain. Find your twist. What does that represent for you? Feeling what you're feeling. Good, now turn your face as you twist towards the right, turn your face towards the left knee and nod your head yes to surrendering. Like big yes, through the neck. You got it. Inhale, unwind, undo, come to center, roll your shoulders. Good. Take your right hand to the left knee, lean, straighten out that arm. Even if you had blocks underneath your knees, you still want to be able to support your seat. So no matter what seat you're in, you want to be able to support it, leaning. Circumvent through the anterior posterior part of the thoracic spine on your left shoulder. What is it that you're letting go of and surrendering today? Are you loving yourself? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you listening to yourself? Listen to your body. When you find your twist that works for you, close your eyes, opening up your sternum to the left, but then turn your face towards the front and then over towards the right knee and nod your head yes to letting go. Feel that sensation. Close your eyes. You're safe. Feel it in your body. Yoga is about the sensations that you create within. It's connection. You got it. Good. Inhale, unwind, undo. Come back to center. Release those blocks if you have them. Shake out your legs. Give them a little bump, 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 bump. And then bring your legs into the most comfortable seat. And we're going to wrap this beautiful practice up with a breath practice. Turning your palms upward in a chin mudra, index finger and thumb together. Just a little drishti of the eyes. Very simple breath practice. And if you could follow it, follow in when you get in. Do not be agitated. Do your best not to be complacent. And just notice the diaphragm. Okay, so I'm going to take my left hand to my belly flesh, my right hand to my heart. Drishti, eyes gaze past the tip of the nose. Big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth from the belly. 3 more of those. One more. Beautiful. From my light to your light. Namaste. Yoga is the option